Hello seekers, welcome to Punis Astrology, your one-stop astro channel. So Mercury has now gone direct. It is no longer retrograde until December 13. And when this Mercury, which was retrograde and now it goes direct, actually brings a lot of relief on us, especially because Mercury is one of the faster moving planets. It is the second most fastest after the moon, and you can see the moon, which is mind, and Mercury, which is consciousness or intelligence. Because there is a lot of movement, there is a lot of variation also. Because of this retrograde Mercury going direct, you will also see improvement in communication. You will also see some improvement and some reset in banking and finance industry also. Some market correction, some correction in your stocks, and a lot of things will now become normal. And on a day-to-day level, on a day-to-day life perspective, you will see that your communication, your words will be taken more seriously, especially if you are a Mercurian dominated horoscope. That is, if you are Mercury is on your ascendant, Mercury is with moon, or you are Virgo or Gemini ascendant or moon sign. Even if you are running a Mercury Mahadasha or Antardasha, this time becomes quite important. I know that Mercury retrograde is quite common, but just because a planetary motion is common, it doesn't mean that it should not be given importance. Rather, Buddha rules your third house and sixth house. It is 50% of your capacity to work. It talks about communication. Communication in our world is everything. Everything is about information, and Mercury rules that information and information exchange. I'm not talking about wisdom. Mercury is like the data. What are you going to do with that data is the domain of Jupiter. But the data itself, the analysis of the data, data finding, all that is about Buddha, Mercury. Now, when Mercury has gone direct, it has gone direct in the sign of Leo. You also have to understand that on 17th, that means couple of days after the direct motion of Buddha, Sun will cross the sign of Leo and will move to Virgo, will join the energies of Mars, which means that Mercury is going to follow the path and trajectory of Leo from Purva Phalguni Nakshatra to the Uttara Phalguni Nakshatra, which means that it is a great time for young entrepreneurs. It's a great time for budding businessmen. New ideas will come, especially when there is a retrograde Saturn right in front of this Mercury. Now, why is this so unique? Why will retrograde Saturn help you? Well, in order to become successful, you should be able to absorb and handle the criticism. You should be able to do the necessary changes. Sometimes the changes will be happening on the go, on the fly. And that real-time changes, if you can incorporate into your day-to-day life, if you are flexible of that manner, this Mercury will help you. And direct Mercury will also soften some of the negative impact of retrograde Saturn by relaying the right information, therefore reducing the confusion that was in your life, and if the confusion was because of Saturn. Especially for people who are Capricorn, Aquarius or Pisces moon sign, because you were running a Sadhasati, and Karka Rashi, Cancer moon sign, because you are running Ashtamadhaya. Also, because Saturn is in Scorpio, by the way, retrograde, Scorpio will also be having some relief because you are running fourth Dhaya of Shani. All that moon signs will see some relief, data coming your way. So if you're kind of confused, if you don't know what's happening, why it's happening, maybe this is the time when you will see some sigh of relief. This is more like some time that can give you solution. Right information is more important, because say imagine somebody is sick. That diagnosis is Mercury, because it is like you are trying to find what is the problem. The moment you are trying to gather a data, you are utilizing the power of Mercury. Now, we cannot isolate a planet in our daily life. Everything is mixed. Say, for example, if the data is related to blood, then it is Mercury and Mars. If the data is related to say bones, it may be Sun, Saturn, Mercury. If the data is related to skin, it can be Mercury itself, Ketu. So you cannot just segregate planets like this, but we have to figure out that what is the dominant factor here, and the dominant factor is communication. Retrograde Mercury was also experiencing a retrograde Jupiter aspect, so that was also trying to do the impossible, but not everybody will fall into that category that everyone can make impossible possible, right? For many it was a very troublesome time, for many it was confusing time, lack of energy, lack of motivation. For a lot of people who were affected by a negative mood in their birth chart, whereas were experiencing depression, sadness, anxiety, all that will slowly fade away. I'm not saying that it will completely go away, because a lot depends on your birth chart, but a direct Mercury definitely shows a more peaceful, more directed motion towards progress and growth. And because Mercury direct will be right in front of the Shani, any data that is related to health will be properly provided. So if you think, or if you're scared about your health, maybe this is the time to consult a good doctor, good physician, good Vaidya, or some alternative therapies, whichever you choose to, because the chance that you will get right diagnosis is very high, because the Mercury is direct. Also, if you are into stock market, if you are into IT and communication, or if you want to apply for jobs in such fields, or if you want to opt and you are a student, this can be a right time, but do check the Mercury position in your birth chart. So you can see this Budh has the capacity to give you the best of the best, and now two retrograde planet aspects this direct Mercury. That is another impact. One direct planet getting aspected by two retrogrades, but it won't last for long, because Mercury around 1st of October will change the sign. So you will have to understand that Mercury movement will be quite fast, because it always follows the Sun. On 13 December it will again go retrograde. These things do happen, but we need to keep a watch on all the retrograde and combust movement of Mercury, because Mercury rules your 6th house in the Kalpurush, because Kalpurush starts with Aries, and that is called the global Prarabdha. And what it shows is that how will the job market will be like, how will be the communication, whether you are getting a news and you will be able to take it or not. If Mercury is direct in the sky, it kind of gives us the cushion, it lessens the negative impact and gives you a positive direction. Now, how to handle this? So there are a couple of ways. By praying to Bhagwan Ganesh, you can chant Ganesh mantras, Om Gam Ganapate Namah, or you can simply chant Vishnu Sahasranam, the best remedy to improve Mercury. Speak good, speak constructive and positive words, and try to motivate others, motivate yourself. Also, refrain from taking any negative step, negative action, because Mercury is all about language. It can be body language, it can be emotional language, it can be verbal, or even it can be a computer language. So you have to work on all these language patterns in life and try to be as positive as you can. People who want to do job in software industry will see a great boost. If you want to do something different, well, retrogrades are aspecting Mercury, you can try if your horoscope allows. Also, if you are going to trade, you will have to be very careful, because a portion of it becomes positive, but it should be a well planned calculation. You should not take any risk. You have to understand that Rahu is with Jupiter, 9th from the position of Mercury. On the other hand, if you observe that Mercury is going to encounter Mars, 2nd from itself, and soon Mercury will follow the Sun and will reach Virgo zodiac sign. Mercury will become exalt. So definitely it shows that the future journey of Budh is positive. So whatever plans you will make now will have some positive results. So keep making the plan, don't give up, don't feel sad, have that motivation, talk to yourself, do some affirmation. You can simply say Aham Brahmasmi by the deep breath, or Soham. If you do these kind of meditation, it will give you that positivity, and you will improve the quality of life. And also you should get up early in the morning, stand in front of mirror and speak some positive words to yourself. Pat on your back, because you have done good in your life. Don't feel bad, because the room of improvement will always be there.